Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining in. Today is Wednesday, May 20th. This is my full body Wednesday conditioning workout. I've been doing strength on Mondays and Fridays, and Wednesday is kind of my conditioning day. Tuesday, Thursdays, I've been running or doing some body weight stuff at home with core. So enjoy the workout. I started today with some pull-up negatives, just a great way to work on like hypertrophy work for your upper back. As you can tell, I try to pull my chest all the way up to the bar, really retract my shoulder blades at the top. But I'm starting to get tired here. I was doing sets of 10. It's been a while since I've been able to consistently do pull-ups because of COVID-19 and social distancing at home. I don't have much equipment. So luckily enough, I have a private gym that I can use a couple of days a week when I train one of my private clients. So thank you very much, Lewis and Morris. Shout out to you. Just finishing up here, exhausted as you can tell. Next, I am going into a front racked and suitcase carry reverse lunge. So you'll see by my left leg I have a kettlebell just kind of hanging down, 24 kilo. On my right side I have a 16 kilo front racked. The reason being that it's front racked up top, it makes it a little bit more difficult from a core perspective. I have to stay a little bit tighter. Also, it kind of displaces my center of gravity a little bit differently, putting more weight in front of my spine, making my core work. That's why whenever you do a front squat, you'll always notice that your core is on fire. I added some overhead presses in with that as well. Now I am doing another set of pull-ups here. I'm just doing neutral. After I did that first set of negatives overhand, I did 3 sets of that, 3 sets of the reverse lunges and the presses. Just trying to focus here yet again, pulling my chest up, pinching my shoulder blades as much as I can, keeping a tight belly for the most part. You'll see a lot of people kind of swinging their legs around. Not a fan of that. As well as hanging out at the bottom of your pull-ups. Guys, just please hang from the bottom. Stretch your shoulders out. It's great for shoulder health, and it's full range of motion. You're not going to get tendonitis in your bicep from doing half reps all the time. Next up, something a little bit more complicated here. If you're going to replicate this at home, if you know lateral lunges and you feel pretty confident with lateral lunges, just focus on that. Here I'm doing a lateral lunge with a kettlebell clean mixed in. So this is kind of just a little bit more dressing on top, if you will. I'm just working on lateral lunges, working on pushing that hip open, working on my quad and glute. And then when I stand tall, I'm just being explosive, trying to rip that kettlebell all the way up and rack it up right next to my shoulder. Yet again, just adding in some more presses. For me, this weight is a little bit light. If I was doing sets of 10, I would probably be about 25 to 30% heavier than this. But today, because I'm adding it at the end of all of these exercises, I'm exhausted. So I'm just using this as a great way to just get a little more aerobic capacity in and work on my heart rate. Next, we got the good old-fashioned lat pull down. Everybody does this in the gym, and for a good reason. It's a simple exercise to do, it's effective, and it's not complicated, so people don't feel out of their comfort zone, I think, and that's why so many people end up doing these cable exercises. Big thing here though, guys, this is an isolating exercise. Cables are isolating, so don't bother trying to go really heavy and swing and move a lot of weight. Just leave the ego at home and just try to focus on isolating in your back where you're trying to work. That's all I'm doing here. I'm exhausted from my pull-up, so I'm trying to isolate my upper back. Next up, I'm doing some goblet squat negatives. The whole premise of this here is I don't have enough weight with my other kettlebell, so what can I do to make it more challenging? I can just slow down the speed of the repetitions and do some negatives here and just put more stress on my quads and glutes and hamstrings that way. Also, because of the time under tension being more difficult, my core is working a lot harder. Anyone who's ever done German volume training, it's a specific type of training where you do forced negatives every single day that you work out. It just has a tremendous amount of stimulus, and it really helps with hypertrophy. Check it out if you're a pretty experienced lifter, German volume training. Now I am segmenting into around the worlds or halos. This is a fantastic exercise for anyone that wants to work on shoulder mobility or shoulder health. I'm just taking the kettlebell, trying to make as large of a circle around my head as I possibly can, hence a halo. When the kettlebell's in front of me, it is upside down. When it's behind me, it's right side up. And this is just extremely challenging on my core as well, guys. I'm trying to not go into flexion or extension and stay nice and upright. Last, we have some single arm bent over rows. I know a lot of people perform bent over rows at the gym, whether it be with a barbell or some people do single arm dumbbell rows and they support their self against the bench. This is the same thing. It's just challenging my core a little bit more because I am not using anything to support myself. So now my core has got to do its job to keep my spine safe. And I mean, that's what it's all about, guys. That's one of the reasons we work out, to have a really strong core throughout every movement that we possibly do. And that way, when we're under load in any circumstance in life, we don't get injured because, that's the name of the game. That's why we train. We train to look good naked. That's just part of it. But at the same time, you want to function well in every environment for the rest of your life. So whether that be me moving a box at home or, when I get older, I'm playing with my kids, I don't want to get hurt from any of this stuff. So just a great exercise to put some muscle on your upper back while challenging your core.
You know what? I think I got to put that in the video. This is about the 10th time I've recorded this, and I'm just going to leave it at this. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you could like the video, it'd be much appreciated. If you could subscribe to the channel, it'd be even better to keep you updated. Have a great rest of your day.